If anybody had anything, they shared it. I think that's the way Indians are. If you have anything, you share it.
The Gun Lake tribe in itself, all 580 members, we're one big, huge family, We all love each other. We all respect each other, and we learn from our elders, and that's something that we really want to pass down to the younger generations. Why we're here today and how we became a Native American tribe.
Before we were separated, all the Potawatomis, we were one great nation.
One nation in Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois. So you can imagine at one point we were a very, very large nation.
We were hunters and gatherers and tradesmen. And then you fast forward that a little bit, and the government decides to implement the Indian Removal Act, which led to the Trail of Tears.
Andrew Jackson was the president, and he wanted to move all the Indians west of the Mississippi River. And when the soldiers come to get our people, Matchepanashaway says, no, we're not going. That's not our home out there. Our home is here. And they didn't bother him because they knew that he was the war chief and he could get the men together and they'd have had a tussle, but they left us alone.
We didn't have any trust lands, so you had pockets of people that lived. Mainly our community was in Bradley area and Salem area, over by Hopkins and Allegan. So we're all spread out. Times were tough back then.
It wasn't a reservation. It was just like a little settlement. That's what we called it. We didn't have telephones or anything like that. And if there was any news around in the community, they would ring the church bell. Then everybody would go up to the church to see what the news was.
The church was the focal point of the Bradley settlement.
It was like a meeting and a gathering place. We were really poor, but we had each other, and if you needed help, somebody would help you. That's a good thing to grow up like that and be thankful for what you have.
We are Matchepanashaway Band of Potawatomi Indians. And in order to be federally recognized by the government, we had to prove that we were who we said we were. And we could trace our roots back to Matchepanashaway. There was one period where we couldn't show continuity, and fortunate for us, the church keeps very good records.
The church had scholars and educated people, and they were able to record information with regards to how we farmed the land, what our habits were, how we hunted.
We had to go to Washington and attend all the hearings and
Put our funds together, didn't have much. We all drove out there in vans and got to sit in the Bureau of Indian Affairs office with Assistant Secretary Kevin Gover actually signing that document.
But you thought, you'd never get it, but eventually we did. It was just a great feeling. We were all there and we got, I did, I don't know about anybody else. I got autographs of people that were there and that signed it.
All this gray hair I got now, we still persevered. We still got recognized.
They really laid the foundation to us moving forward and becoming a sovereign nation. They helped with all the policies along the way, the procedures, right down to establishing the government as we see it today.
Sovereignty gives us the right to govern ourselves. It's our identity.
It's the inherent right for us to operate as a government. We can establish our own laws. We have the ability to govern our people, just like any other government out there.
We are our own entity. We are our own tribe.
We have our own police department, our own court, a constitution.
The tribe bases our beliefs on the 7 grandfather teachings. In our strategic planning, we think about how is this decision going to impact the next 7 generations. So it's a very, very long-term approach. And then that separates us with, a lot of different, I guess, cultures, businesses, whatever you want to think of, is that we have a 7-generation approach to everything that we do. And back in 2001, we voted to pursue governmental gaming as our foundation for our programs and services, which is the casino. We didn't realize the intense amount of opposition and politics we're going to be getting into.
The first meeting that we had was at Wayland High School, and we wanted to tell the folks what we had hoped to do.
When we announced the casino, November of 2000, we had organized protesters, about 2,000 of them that showed up.
Busloads of protesters from out of state that came up to the gym and to raise heck with us, and they did a pretty good job.
So we had to step back from that, reassess what the heck happened, and then the local community members that actually went there to learn about the project were embarrassed. They came to us and said, we don't know who these people were.
Through that protest, a group was formed called Fogelly, Friends of the Gun Lake Indians, and they said they came and see me the next day, several of the community leaders, and said, we want you to know that was not us that was protesting you there in Wayland. We never seen them folks before in our life, but we are here.
And they were about 10,000 strong.
And they supported us for federal recognition. So they went with us to Washington, they went with us to Lansing, and it was a good organization. And that was just showing the government that we did have support in the area.
Once the final determination was done, we were immediately sued by Michigan Gambling Opposition, which is a locally organized group that was well funded. The business leaders in Grand Rapids, political leaders, wanted the casino not to happen. The litigation I mentioned, it lasted for a better part of 5 years before we were able to turn a shovel in the ground. At the end of the day, it all worked out.
Since we've opened in 2011, we've generated 1.5 billion in the surrounding community through the gaming enterprise. We support thousands of jobs. We give back to the local communities, whether that's through revenue sharing or just donating to those that need it.
The tribe has always wanted to diversify our economy, and with that, we created Gun Lake Investments, which is a non-gaming economic arm of the tribe, which is set up of 7 board members, board of directors, and we also have a tribal CEO. We have a couple operating businesses. The one you can see the most is Noonday Market and gas station, and we also have some strategic land purchases for economic development.
I think we're coming full circle. The natives, the Indians, believe everything happens in the circle, and we started with nothing. And today, I think our tribe is able to take care of our people like we envisioned.
It's just, like I said, it feels good to be in a spot now to give back, whether that's providing canines for the police or donating equipment to the local schools. To be a part of something so big for our tribal nation, it's amazing to me. It just, me thinking back to when I was a kid to what we can offer the citizens today is just, it's so great. I'm so glad to be a part of it.
One of the biggest legislative achievements that we did was to pass the Gun Lake Land Reaffirmation Bill. We worked with our elected delegation, and they were able to pass the bill, and it was signed by President Obama. So that's a great example of how we interact when we're able to pass a federal bill, recognizing our right to have reservation trust lands. Trust lands are important because you have jurisdiction over the land. The United States holds that land in trust for the benefit of the tribe. So right now, you are not in the state of Michigan. You are on federal tribal reservation land of Gun Lake Tribe.
We went from having nothing to a full gaming enterprise, a tribal government with over 170 employees. We have GLI now. The gaming enterprise itself employs over 1,200. Looking into the future, I see nothing but continued growth and success for the Gun Lake Tribe.